Hello everyone, welcome. Today is Real Talk Tuesday, and I wanted to jump in here and talk about a little bit about my past and the things that I've done to get to where I am now. So today is all about talking about how I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur and what I had to let go to become that. So as you join in live and on the recording, I would love to hear where you're coming in from and where you're watching it in from, and jump on and say hello. I love the comments part. So if you like this, if you have questions, put in some comments and then I will make sure that I come back and answer them all. So about 2 years ago, I want to say, as I was launching my coaching business, I decided to open up a boutique as well. Now, a little bit before that, I'll just go into my background really quickly. I know a lot of you have been wanting to know more about my background and my story and all of those things. So I think that this is a new year and it's a perfect time to start sharing. So I had a 16-year background in corporate America. My first job was at Toyota. I started when I was 21 and I was there for a really long time. It was where I grew up. But I knew that there's something more for me. So while I was working in Toyota, I had a lot of side businesses. I had Arbonne, which was a direct sales business. I did Cookie Lee, which was a jewelry business. And I started realizing that I loved style and design. And I realized that, I wasn't really into the direct sales at the time. So I tried some of those things. I was successful at it, but it didn't really fuel me. So what I did in all of those experiences was I learned what I loved and I learned what I couldn't stand. And for me in the direct sales business, I didn't want to go to people's houses and bring all of my jewelry or all of my stuff and have to take away time from my family to be able to make money and really be able to leave corporate America, which is what I wanted to do. So I shut down those businesses, and then I started a personal styling business while working in corporate America, and I had a daughter. So it was a little bit crazy, but I started realizing that I loved design. I love styling. I would get compliments all the time, and people would always ask me where I got my stuff from. So the personal styling was amazing. Hey Chelsea, hey Celine, what's going on? Hey Jamie, everyone that's on here, say hello. Let me know where you're live streaming from and converse with me. I love Facebook Live because it's so cool that we can interact with each other. So put in some comments, give me some love, and let me know what's up. So I was doing personal style for a while. I would do a lot of it at Toyota. I would host classes and it was amazing. Hey Heather, what's going on? And I loved doing that. But I realized again that was something else that was getting me out of the house, and I wanted to be more at home with the kids. So I knew that these were inklings on the different things that I wanted to do. So each step of the way, I got really freaking clear on what I loved about it. So I realized when I was a stylist, I loved teaching. I love showing women the power of confidence that comes through style. Hey, Celine, welcome. And so I really wanted to capitalize on that and really be part of that transformation. So I was doing that casually on the side. I did a lot of workshops with Toyota where I would bring in companies and do fashion shows and styling sessions. I was on the board of an amazing nonprofit, Close the Deal. Hey, Sally, welcome. And so I was doing a lot of the styling. And then I realized that, I didn't really want to be out shopping with my clients. So I started slowing down on that. During the time I was moving around in corporate America, I found the dream job in HR doing diversity and inclusion. So it was pretty amazing. Hey, Kara, welcome. And so it was awesome. Hey, Jag. I love seeing everyone on here. Are you guys commenting? I know last time people were commenting and I couldn't see. So if you guys are commenting, awesome. If not, comment below and let me know where you are streaming in from. Say hello. Let me know how your week is going. And if I can't see it, I'll come back and I'll see it and I'll answer all the questions. So anyways, I kind of slowed down on the styling. I did it at Toyota, and I supported the women at Toyota. We had like 5,000 people on our campus, so it was really fun to do as part of my job. And then all of a sudden, I had a friend of mine ask me if I could style her nursery. She saw my home, and I've loved interior design since I was a kid. So she asked me if I could just do a project for her. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me try it out. Turns out I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun, and she gave me a budget, and I was able to come under budget, get her amazing pieces, style her whole space, and have like a pretty good chunk of money for myself. So then I was like, okay, this is amazing. Let me go ahead and try this interior design business. So I remember I had 2 kids. My youngest was 5 months at the time. My older was 7. I was working full time, 9 hours a day in corporate America, and I started an interior design business. I know, I was crazy. But I realized the parts that I loved about it. Again, I love the transformation. I love being able to give people joy and have them come home to a space that they fell in love with. As I started growing, I started getting bigger. And I will tell you guys, I didn't have an interior design degree or license or anything. So this is part of my message, is find something and start now. You know, and you can try it out and see if you like it. And I let everyone know that I work with that I don't have a degree, but they didn't even care because they saw the results I did in my home. They saw what their friends did. So it just started turning viral in my local community. I started getting amazing jobs, huge jobs, complete demos. I hired a construction crew, and it started taking a life of its own. And then I realized that one day we were out at brunch and my phone kept on ringing, and my husband was giving me like the stink eye, like he was going to, you know, just let me have it later, because my phone kept on going off and I had to keep on picking it up, because when you're an interior designer and you have a construction crew at the space, if I'm not there giving them their answers, it costs money, there's a holdup, there's a lot of things involved in it. So I quickly started to realize that as my business got bigger, I had more commitments. I had to be on site more. I had an installation where they installed the French doors the wrong way. So they had to take it all out and redo it. So I had to be a big part of the process. So even though I loved, hey Sandra, hey Shauna, what's going on? Even though I loved the process of interior design, it was way too much for me. And it ultimately gave me anxiety. It gave me stress because I was balancing and trying to do it all. So I'd work on my business around 9 o'clock at night because I worked full time. I had kids. I would take care of them. I was changing diapers and helping with homework. So from 9 until 2 in the morning, I'd work on my interior design business, and it left me stressed, exhausted, and it ended up leading to depression and being on disability for a while because I was just burnt out, physically and mentally burnt out. So this is all to let you guys know that sometimes we've got to try things and see if it works out. And when it doesn't, really understand what it was that you loved. So many times when we fail on something or it doesn't work out, we just kind of leave it and we don't really have a reflections and celebrate the things that you love, and then make a list on the things that you couldn't stand. So for me, with interior design and my personal styling, I ended up opening up a boutique when I started my coaching business at the same time, because I was like, I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I want to do it all. But when you first start off many things at once, I'm sure that if you have done it, or you can understand that you are not putting your intention into any one specific thing, so you get spread out so thin. And when you're in that situation, it's so hard to really have that one thing grow and be able to flourish when you're kind of half-assed and kind of doing everything at once. So the last thing that I went into was I had an online boutique. So I thought that this was the perfect hybrid of everything. I lived in LA. I could go visit the designer houses up in LA, get the clothes, come back and resell it. I had a boutique all set up. It was beautiful. I did styling sessions. I really loved it. But I started realizing that that was taking away a lot of my intention on my coaching business. I realized that what came with an online business was inventory management, shipping, writing, because I wrote personal notes to every single person that bought our products, posting on social media, price comparison, because I wasn't doing my own pieces, I was a reseller. So although I loved it, I realized that it was taking a lot of work for me to do, and I couldn't do it all. So what I ended up doing, hey Rashani, welcome. Hey Angel, welcome. I hope I'm saying that right, Angel. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. So I closed my boutique about 9 months ago, I want to say. I still have pieces in my boutique, so you know, my friends will come over and we'll do styling sessions. So I still have some pieces there, but I stopped doing that because I realized that my true passion through everything I figured out with the personal styling, with the direct sales, with the interior design, with the boutique, was transformation. I loved transforming and seeing something grow, something flourish, and seeing my clients step into their joy, their happiness, their power, whether it was in their style, because style brings confidence, whether it's in their home and having an amazing haven that they can come home to and get into high vibes and be able to release and expand. I love that part of it. So when I found coaching, I was like, holy crap. And the way that I found coaching was not, as a kid, I knew I wanted to be a coach. I actually hired a coach when I was in the middle of my depression, wanting to figure it out. I went to therapy my entire life. I'll come back in if you guys are interested to talk about my family upbringing, but I had a lot of dysfunction and fighting and instability growing up. And a lot of things happened, so I had to go through a lot of counseling and therapy. And I realized that when I was on disability, it wasn't helping me anymore. I wanted to get out of it. I wanted to find my purpose. So I ended up stumbling onto an amazing woman who told me she was a coach. I didn't even know what it was. All I knew was corporate and career coaching, which I was a part of in HR in my corporate job. But as I started talking to her, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the woman that I've been looking for to help me figure this all out. And in the process of understanding what was holding me back, uncovering my blocks, really stepping into my power, I started realizing that this is what I wanted to do. This was all of those jobs, all of those things that I loved, wrapped up together in this amazing bow. Because the whole transformation starts inside. So I realized that I could have a home-based business. I could pick up my kids from school, which I could never do in corporate America. I could do it from the comfort of my home, which is my haven. I love my home. It's our dream home. And I'm able to help women transform their lives and step into their power, their abundance, build amazing businesses, create, manifest their dreams by getting out of their own way. So as I started doing that, I realized that, oh my gosh, this is absolutely it. And so I want to share with all of you that sometimes we really need to assess where we are. There's some of you that may know exactly what you want to do. And I always think about my amazing friend, Krista. She's the owner of Salvage Soul. Since she was 12, she knew she wanted to be a carpenter. She did carpentry with her father. She knew that that's what she wanted to do, so she started doing it. Now she has a 6-figure business doing custom design pieces, working with, celebrities all over the place. And she knew from a very young age what she wanted. Now for me, I was the opposite. I had no idea. As a kid, I was just trying to make it through the day, and hopefully, my parents wouldn't get into a huge fight and have the cops called because the neighbors were hearing and they were scared on what was happening in our home. So I had bigger things to worry about than wishing or thinking about what I wanted to be growing up. So I didn't know what that was. I just knew that I wanted something different for my life. So I started trying different things. So if you're a person that knows exactly what you want to do, you're crystal clear and you know that what it is that you desire, what you're passionate about, you can monetize, then the next step is really creating a plan and coming up with a vision and a strategy and a monthly, daily plan that you can make it all happen. And if you're there, I just did an amazing course and it's gotten awesome reviews on the vision, strategy, and plan. And it's all broken up and you have action items and downloads and templates to follow. And it's amazing because I use my corporate America background, of course. Or you may be the person that still doesn't know what you want to do. And in that space, I highly recommend trying different things out. It may sound crazy, it may sound terrifying, but once you start taking action towards different things, you'll start getting clear and the next step will show up. So for me, I tried so many different things. Like I said, with the direct sales, I was part of 2 network marketing companies. I was a personal stylist. I did style sessions at Toyota. I did fashion shows for companies. I did interior design. I had my own boutique. So I did 6 different things while working corporate America. And that got me to finding my true purpose, which was transformation. So that has been my process. That was amazing. So back to my story, about 2 years ago when I started my boutique and my coaching business at the same time, it was exhausting. I had way too much going on, and you know that when you're starting a business, you've got to really put in a lot of love and attention and nurturing and manifesting into that one thing. So when I left the boutique, I did my whole thing on celebrating what I loved and really reflecting on the things that I didn't. And what I came up with was I loved the design part of it. I love being able to style things. People would ask me all the time on the streets, on my posts, you know, at work, what I was wearing, how I put my clothes together. So I've always had a love of style, and I did it in a very affordable way.